Hey, sports fans, PBnZ Sports Chaos. It's fantasy football time. You know it if you play it. I don't. I just listen to these guys talk about it, but I'm have my Survivor League, and we're going to do it once again this year. And we're going to do a little mock Survivor draft right here. We got none other than Mr. PB and our special guest, the fantasy expert, because he lives in a fantasy world, John Hazel, the fantasy man himself. Yeah, baby. All right, PB, tell us a little bit about this. First of all, we're using an app. We used to do this on paper all the time. Now it's on an app. Anybody over 55 is going to struggle with this like me, but go ahead and tell us about it, PB.
Yeah, you know what, though? This is really the perfect league because the nice thing about this league is it's a best ball league, which basically means you do a draft and then you set it and forget it. You don't have any in-season management at all. So if you're new to fantasy and you want to understand like the joy of it and being able to root for players and root for teams on the weekend without having to worry about your starting lineup and all that is perfect. So basically,
wait a minute, this is best ball? I don't have to have the biggest guy in the foursome on my team?
It's kind of like that. So basically, and the other thing is you're only picking 6 players. So you're not too deep on the draft board. That's the other thing. A lot of people get frustrated once it gets deep in the drafts because they don't know the players as well. So if you're new to fantasy, this is great. And the other part about this league, it's 24 teams. So the pot gets bigger. If you just think if we were running $100 entry fee on this, you'd have a $2,400 purse. We just do 25. It's mostly for fun, but it's still a decent sized purse to pay out. So the way this works is every team will draft 6 players. And then once you draft your 6 players, that's it. You're in for the year. And the whole idea, the reason why we call it Survivor, you want guys who you think are going to play all 17 of their games during the regular season. But every single week, you have to have a lineup of 4 players. You don't need to make the lineup. The computer makes the lineup. That lineup consists of a quarterback. It consists of a wide receiver. It consists of a running back. And then it consists of 1 flex player. So since you have 6 players on your team, the computer will automatically insert your quarterback because you only can draft 1. It'll look for your best receiver and insert your receiver. It'll look for your best running back, insert your running back, and then it will look for your next best player that you have out of the 3 remaining players and take the best of those scores and insert that as your flex. That becomes your weekly score. And then it just runs total points throughout the year. You can go to standings on the app and you can sort by points for and see which teams are doing the best, because I think it defaults to your record. It does put you in a head-to-head matchup every week against someone, but that doesn't mean anything in this league. All we care about is total points. So with that, it's very interesting because if you're picking first in this draft, like I am, I don't see another pick until 48, right? Ideally, you probably want to be picking around 12 right in the middle. Then you're picking 12, you're picking 36, right? It's a little bit better probably to be in the middle. I'm thinking Z happens to be picking last at 24, so he gets 24 and 25, but then he's not seeing the other pick till 72. So it gets very, very interesting in that regard. So what we're going to do tonight is just go through a mock draft of the first 2 rounds to give you a little feel of what this league might be like. Now, the mock draft does understand and know our league rules, so it understands our scoring and all of our league rules that we have in place to conduct that mock draft. So the computer is going to pick 21 of the teams, and me and Z and Hazelnut are going to pick the other 3. I believe Hazel's sitting at 6, I'm sitting at 12, and Z's sitting at 18. So Hazel, you want to take it away and run us through this?
Yeah, so some rules. If you've ever seen the movie Scream, I don't know if I'm outdating myself, but you want to think about the rules or Survivor. This is absolutely huge. Number 1, youth. You don't want to have tread on the tires, and you have to, it doesn't matter where you are, pick 1 to 24, doesn't matter. Youth, injuries, history like that, make sure you're looking at that. So guys like a Josh Allen, people that don't get injured or have that history. The other thing is too, I'll be right back. You never say that in a scary movie just like that. Dalvin Cook, shoulder injuries all the time. CMC, he's supposed to be the best, but CMC, injury history. You don't want that crap. So you got to factor that in. When is the right time to take the risk?
Right, because Hazel, let me just jump in there, because in other leagues, you have a waiver wire. You can make trades, right? You have a deeper bench, and you can maybe make up for some of that stuff. In this league, there is no making up for anything, right?
Right, right. And one of the things you can't make up for is being on the naughty list in the NFL, or never drink or do drugs, like they said in Scream, or don't do bad things that get you on a suspension list. I mean, PEDs, you're looking at, we have DeAndre Hopkins that's out. We all know Deshaun Watson's going to be out till week 11. And, you have Alvin Kamara. Question marks in there, man. This is your league. Do you want to roll the dice on a guy like that and say, will it work out? I did it last year with Michael Thomas, and it was just a horrible bet. Okay? And the other thing is, like New England weather, look at the forecast before you go outside. Must do it. You have to look at the bye week. So if you don't pick someone that you're going to have 4 bye weeks in week 7. Because you're gonna only be able to play 2 guys in there and collect the points. I know everyone's gonna have a bye week, but maximize those bye weeks and spread them out if you can. So those are the things that you want to look at. So that being said, who's ready to draft?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
All right. So I'm gonna. Can everyone see my screen here?
Yep.
Yeah, we got your
All
screen.
right. So I just want to pay certain attention down here. If you can see this little area over here. These are the rankings on Sleeper based on our rankings. So wildly different last year. I want to say that I think the top 3 picks for quarterbacks went off the gate. But in Sleeper, they're saying, hey, listen, you have a lot of quarterbacks. You have 32 that you can start, right? So they're probably going to heavily favor this. But we all know the carousel and the craziness that can happen with quarterbacks. So just keep that in mind when you see this stuff. So we're going to start the draft right now. We're going to see how the computer goes first. We're going to start this draft. Are we ready? First pick off the board is Jonathan Taylor. It seems like a pretty clear-cut one. Russ, PB, anything that stand out to you with these picks in here?
For me, I'm going to go with, I think Derrick Henry at 3, I think is kind of high. For this league, coming off an injury, I'm not sure there. And I think even CMC at 4, just given his injury history, and no quarterback being taken yet. I think, when you look at longevity, the chances of, let's say, a Josh Allen playing all 17 games this year is a heck of a lot better than the chances of CMC playing all 17 games this year. Even if he doesn't have a major injury, he's going to miss some games. So that's the way I look at that. Right. How about you, Z?
The only thing I'm looking at is the fact that you have to have a quarterback. There's only 32 starters in the league. There's 24 players in this draft. So you do the math.
And if we're doing the math, if anyone just noticed, we have the ADP. Justin Jefferson tells me I should take him next, but points overall is 371. That's a pretty significant a jump in there. So Justin Jefferson, I like his gritty all day, but I like to see Josh Allen's gritty. So I'm going to take Josh Allen. 6 points for passing touchdowns. I love it. And it's pretty spectacular. And that guy can rush in there. He can throw, and he's not tied to one weapon. So I love what he has in place.
And for what it's worth, just as people start to prepare, we might see a run on quarterbacks in our league when quarterbacks start getting taken. We're not seeing that just yet. As a matter of fact, all the way up to 12 now, there's still no other quarterback taken. For the record, it doesn't matter. I can announce it now if you want. But I did get the number 1 overall pick, and that's where I'm going. I'm going to go Josh Allen in our league when I get my number 1 pick for the very reason that you just did, Hazel. I mean, I know he's ranked 22nd. People might say, hey, you're crazy. But if there's a run of quarterbacks and it doesn't come back to me till 48, and I'm looking at someone in those high teens, low 20s, that might not be the best position for me to win. And if there is a run on quarterbacks, I could still maybe get some good skill players at 48 and 49. So just for the record, PB is going to be taken, unless my mind changes over the weekend. It looks like I'll be taking Josh Allen at number 1 overall. So here I am with you had Cook, Jefferson, Chase, Adams, Swift going off the board. If you want to just put up the overall for me, I can see Herbert is and I only have 45 seconds left to make my pick.
Yep. Overall, hey, ADP overall is Najee Harris. That's what
Najee
they're paying
Harris.
you to pick.
Yeah.
But total points is Justin Herbert.
Yeah, and that's really where I'm going with this league, the way it's set up. Even though there's no run on a quarterback right now, I probably could, coming back the other way at 36, get a good quarterback, probably in the top 10 or 15. But I'm not going to risk that, and I'm going to go with Justin Herbert right here. So,
All right. So we're going to select Justin Herbert here.
yes, please.
Oh, you must hit it, man.
Oh,
Oh,
I can't.
there it is. It's a nerve-wracking thing. I could set the player for you if you like.
Yeah.
You go.
I didn't realize I had to do it.
All right. So, Russ, I mean, you had, was anyone sniped from you?
So you, Allen's gone and Herbert's gone, right?
Right.
Yeah, I'm going Mahomes.
Going Mahomes. Okay. So, do you know, before you pick Mahomes, I'm going to challenge you on this. Jalen Hurts in week 14 and beyond absolutely was a way more dominant quarterback than Mahomes. We're talking about top performances, top one, all this fun stuff. But and that's the latest sample size at week 14 and beyond.
That's okay. So
And now he's going to upgrade. He has upgrade. No, but now he has upgraded weapons. While Mahomes just lost his top weapon. Why would you pick Mahomes here over Hurts?
I'll tell you why. Because he's going to spread the ball a lot more. He's not going to be focused on Tyreek anymore. He's going to look around the field. And by the way, Juju Schuster's going to have a big comeback year. He may be comeback player of the year this year.
If he comes back from that knee injury.
He's coming back, trust me.
Okay. All right.
I've been watching this. I've been watching the camp, Casey camp. He's playing. He'll be there in week 1. Trust me. Juju Schuster, maybe one of my late picks.
Ooh, I like it. It's all right. We're gonna pick him.
Yeah, I'm going Mahomes. Yeah.
All right.
So, all right, are you going to do it, Hazel?
Yeah, I'll set his pick for him.
Okay.
Hurts.
When we do this for real, what do you hit? How do you choose it? What do you hit?
You can look on your app right now, Z, and you'll be able to see.
All right. So as we see, turn around. Coming right back. Wow, a lot of good players coming off here. You see no other quarterbacks coming off. You see another tight end, Mark Andrews. You don't have to start a tight end in this league, but they still picked him in the first round. You have a 29-year-old Stephon Diggs that has tread on the tires, and you got to be careful of those guys. But then you get a CD Lamb, 3rd year, and this is when the breakouts happen. If you look back in the day with Dak Prescott and number 88, crazy Des Bryant, his 3rd year, he was a top 5 wide receiver, but in just about every draft, they were going way past that ADP. So hey, I think they kind of got a steal there.
Can you pause the timer?
I would love to see if I can.
Because I wanted to talk a little bit more, but.
All right, let's see if we can pause this timer. All right, we're going to pause that draft.
Oh, good. Perfect. All right. So the other thing I noticed here, if you take a look at the board, right? I can't see it because the image is on the screen right here. I don't know if the viewers can see it or not. The end picks.
Yeah. Oh, I can zoom up if you like.
Yeah. I'm looking at it on my app right now, but if you go to the end 24 and 25.
Okay, so 24 and 25. Yep, I can go there.
Yeah. Yeah. Are the people going to see our pictures on this? Because right now I still can't see.
Can you see this?
Because our pictures, our images are covering.
It should be just sharing the screen, so we should be
okay, so they wouldn't see it. Okay.
Now you're on. I brought you over.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, I noticed that 24 and 25, this would be Z in real life, right? Because he's picking 24th.
Yeah.
You got Tyreek Hill and AJ Brown. So think about that. This is the best ball league. You're basically going with your wide receiver in your flex there. You remember, you have to have a running back represented in your lineup every week. right? So in the
Right.
best ball, it's going to look for your best running back. By taking two receivers here and not picking again until what 72nd, you're really risking not having a real back, a back that may not put up any numbers. So I think that's a bad move by the computer to take two receivers at 24 and 25, knowing you're not picking again till 72. What do you think about that?
No, without a doubt. I'm definitely. I would take a back and a receiver.
I
Back
don't
first.
argue it though. You have two top wide receivers in a full PPR league, and remember this is best ball in a 17-week season with Tyreek Hill. That guy can catch in the slot, even if it's Tua throwing to him a 5-yard pass and take it to the house 75, 80 yards. And he can do that multiple times. He's going to have to actually rely on that skill set, I think, a lot this year. So I'm very excited about Hill. I think Brown, as I was just mentioning with Hurts, coming into his prime and having a number one target, and you have Devontae Smith on the other end, not able to put double coverage on Brown all the time. I think that's a stupendous pick because these guys are just going to eat.
Okay. Well, and then you have the same thing with Team 19. They're going two backs, Aaron Jones and Zeke. They're not picking again until about 70. They're going to be pretty deep on receivers right there, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so Z, what are you thinking here at we're in the second round, pick 7. So this is the 31st pick overall?
Yeah, I would take the receiver.
Okay, so are you going with Mike Evans or T. Higgins?
Well, we're going to put the pressure on him. The clock is resuming, Z.
Yeah.
What do you do? What about bye weeks? These are things you need to think on when this league is going to have a 2-minute marker for your pick.
I'm gonna go Tyreek Hill, no matter what.
No, Tyreek Hill was taken, right?
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. All right, I'm gonna go Mike Evans then. He's next on my board.
Okay.
All right. And he is on the board for over there too. So we'll put Mike Evans in for you. I love it. See, he's right there. Already done.
We got Connor, Pitts, Higgins, Akers, Kittle. Another 4 tight ends.
And you don't need to draft one. And Kittle with injury history.
I know that's an interesting pick there. So what are you thinking here? You got your QB, so you going RB or you going receiver?
I like youth. Number one rule is youth. And I just think Michael Pittman with an experienced and upgraded wide receiver is going to be the best pick here. He's got an offensive line that has to respect the Jonathan Taylor, and he can't just protect the receivers. And that's going to really help Pittman. I think this is going to be the year he's going to bust out. I think he is probably one of my favorite players, and no one wants to trade him to me. Michael Pittman all day.
Well, I'll just add to that, Hazel, that if it wasn't for the fact that he actually has a quarterback, you wouldn't consider him though. Like if Carson Wentz was still there, that would not be the thinking at all.
And that's the change of the game. Yes, that is correct. Yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah. And I actually have Pittman in our dynasty league that I'm in with Hazel, so I'm loving having him now. I got him, and I got another guy who's looking for a big comeback year too, and Allen Robinson. I can't even fit him into my lineup. He's sitting on my bench right now.
But the other guy they're talking about is Breece Hall. So we're talking about youth, right? Yeah. You have a guy that's been in the league versus rookie running backs that come into the league. And there is no competition that I see with a Michael Carter in the Jets. And they've invested a ton of money in their offensive line. So if you need a running back and a guy that can actually be a true 3-down back and catch the ball.
Oh, you got 9 seconds. Oh, it's my pick? Oh,
no pick.
Pause me. Well, you can set
pause
it.
You.
Yeah, pause it. So I thought this was your pick for whatever reason, but you're right. I mean, if I was going back down to 6, hopefully for you, Breece Hall's there because I'd jump on Breece Hall probably at that point in time. As far as if you're looking for running back, there might be some other receivers that you're interested in. But yeah, I like Pittman in the spot too. So I'm going to go Michael Pittman for my pick.
Okay, Michael Pittman. All right,
Yeah.
let's set that up for you.
And then I'll have to hope I can get a half decent starting back in my next time around.
All right, there we go. Michael Pittman is it. And we're going to continue this draft.
McLaurin, Deontay, Jalen Waddle, David Montgomery, Lamar Jackson.
All right, so I'm going to pause this draft right now. I'm going to give you the dilemma of a lifetime right now.
Okay.
I hate the Jets, and my kids will absolutely smack me if I draft a Jets player. But one of the things you need to understand when you are doing these drafts is looking at history. A true 3-down back is going to get the work. If you look at Jonathan Taylor, I want to bring this up because this is good. This is great. Sleeper has amazing information. I want to show you something here. If you can actually see this in here. And his 2021 campaign, and I'm gonna zoom up on this so we can all see the great numbers in here. Okay. If you look at the last weeks in here, and if I should say, hey, listen, here's his projected and his attempts across the board. 143 last week, 83, 185, 116, 172, 70, 106, 105. That started in week 6, guys. I'm an idiot because I should have drafted Jonathan Taylor last year, and I thought I was going to do the same thing. It would have been brilliant because I think the person actually finished in the top 3 did this.
No, the guy who won had Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah. So I see this as potential with no competition, and the guy catches balls. Okay, so one of the things is, history can repeat itself. I might get burned once, but I'm not going to get burned twice. And I'll put my Matt Jude on. I hope he makes him fumble. But the silver lining, why I say every single time is, if we don't sack him and Brees scores, we're going to beat the Jets anyways. I'm going to go Brees. And I hate to say it. It bothers me to no end, but I'm going to go Brees here. And I think this is the right move. Because now I'm locked up with my running back. You have to start one, and I got youth with no tread on the tires. All right, so here we go. All right, so
the only other thing I would say to you there, Hazel, is that if you look at the first 5 teams that picked, right, they all took backs except for the second team that took Cooper Kupp. They're all probably not going to take backs on this time around. So the only chance you have of not getting Breece Hall is if team 2 takes him. So if team 2 is thinking like you could grab a better receiver here and hope that Breece Hall stays for you coming back, because again, the only team that's probably going to take him is team 2.
Team 2 has the swing, and you have to be careful when you're in a position like number 6, because they're going to grab points in need. And if I was going to ballpark it right now, 1,000% that our running back is coming off here. It's going to be Travis, or it's going to be Josh Jacobs. And if they were smart, and they think if they were smart, they'd start the trend on quarterbacks at this given point. That's what I would be doing if I was in this spot. But my guess for them is going to be a Travis, and then probably a Jerry Jeudy is what you'll probably end up seeing right here. But we'll see what happens. Let's go.
All right.
Ooh.
There goes Jeudy.
Wow. Just different people, same result. It was a wide receiver and a running back. But again, we'll see what happens now. Okay, so now now I feel like I'm in an excellent spot here. And here's what I love. I love Hollywood. Love Hollywood Brown. Kyler Murray was going to leave. Like, he wanted to get the hell out of there. And then they signed this big-ass contract. And here's the reason why. His buddy comes from college. They bring him over. They trade a first-round draft pick. You don't have Marquise Brown's direct competition there for 6 weeks. And you can further the chemistry that you've had for your collegiate career. This is a no-brainer. He has no tread on the tires because Lamar Jackson ran the ball a lot. So when you're running the ball a lot, you're taking away opportunities, but instilling youth in my Marquise Brown. This is the guy that you should be willing to jump up if you have the opportunity. So Marquise Brown is the guy.
All right. Are you
Where's
concerned
my
about
wow?
him? Are you concerned about him losing targets when DeAndre comes back?
6 weeks of best ball. I'm going to jump into a humongous lead, and then we'll see what happens. But yes, you always concerned about that. Yes.
So I thought we were going to go 2 rounds. So how are we doing on time, Z?
We got like 2 minutes.
Yeah. All right. So here, I mean, did Allen Robinson get drafted yet? I mean, I just touted Allen Robinson on my last time around, and he's still there. So
He's there.
I mean, I think this guy's going to have he's such a talented receiver. He never really had a quarterback in Chicago. I think he's going to just have a breakout year. I think he's a top, I think he's a wide receiver 1 this year. I think he's a top 12 wide receiver. So I'm going to take Allen Robinson.
All right. We're going to set Allen Robinson here. Got you in place. All right. So we're going to head over to Z's final pick here.
I'm going to go running back. I'm going to go Kareem Hunt.
Explain this to me.
I got to get a running back. I think Kareem Hunt's going to have a very good year in that Cleveland offense because Jacoby Brissett likes to dump the ball.
Okay.
And so I love A.J. Dillon, but A.J. Jones is going to split time with him, and so he's not going to get as many touches as he. Let's put it this way. If Dillon was in Cleveland, he'd be a much higher ranked back because he's that good. But in Green Bay, he's going to be second fiddle to Jones. So I'm going to take Kareem Hunt because I think he's going to be the man.
All right. So whoever's, I think it's T. Brunton, you are picking at number 18. Look what your options are when you are drafting in Z's spot. This is legitimately, you are going and playing craps at this given point, hoping to hit. Okay. And this is a crazy situation. So you need to kind of start evaluating. Was it right to take Patrick Mahomes when Jalen Hurts could have been available? And you could have had a much better running back with Aaron Jones versus A.J. Dillon or Javonte Williams, who's going to have the bust out. And like I said, he's got the help. These are the decisions that you have to make. So if I were you, do your mock drafts and see how they roll out. But okay, we are going to go with Kareem Hunt and call it a day for you.
And we'll just see how it plays out to get back to him, and then we'll wrap up.
Yeah.
It's playing out. All right. And there you go. And there come the quarterbacks. There, look at the little run of quarterbacks there.
And now you see it.
Right.
All right. So,
big run. Russell Wilson, Tom Brady, Dak Prescott, Aaron Rodgers, Matthew Stafford, and Trey Lance got taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 7 picks. So that's end of the 3rd round, early 4th is when they're starting to really go off the board. But I have a feeling if we set the trend early that we're going to see these quarterbacks go off the board. That's the thing about this mock draft. I don't think it's going to be accurate. I think more quarterbacks are going to go off than people are anticipating, which means more of the skill players will be available than people are anticipating.
Why do you think that's going to happen, Z? Tell us what's going on in your mind here. With
me or Z?
In the landscape, you have 32 in this 24 picking. You can only get one quarterback, but why do you think the run's going to happen when there's going to be a surplus of quarterbacks here?
Well, let's put it this way. If people don't run on it, then you're right. There will be a surplus. But at the end of the day, there's only 32 to start, and you have to have a quarterback score every single week. You got to take a starting quarterback early.
Yeah, because in best ball
if you don't take a starting quarterback, if you're 1 to 14, you don't take a starting quarterback, you are literally playing a backup quarterback. So if you want to make hay with Drew Lockett or Luke Locker or Mac Jones's backup, Bailey Zappi, there you go. Good luck.
Is there a situation, Z, with your last pick? It is best ball that you take Deshaun Watson over maybe a Gabriel Davis.
So you can't take more than one quarterback.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
the only thing I would, and Paul and I talked about this, the only thing I would have considered, Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill, okay. That's interesting. That is interesting.
Yeah. So this is a fun league. So hey, we're gonna post this out. Hopefully everyone has a chance to take a look at it going into the draft. All it is a mock. It just gives you some idea. The computer did most of the picking. We have a little bit of a different theory and philosophy on it, but it's really how the tone is set. And you know, in real life, I'm picking one. I'm probably taking Josh Allen. Hazel's picking fifth. He may go QB as well. And when people start to see that trend, they're going to be like, shit, I'm not going to get someone now until I'm picking what in the 40s. They might be trying to grab those quarterbacks. And yeah.
And by the way, as the number 24 guy, for everyone that doesn't take one, if as long as I can get one of the 15 top quarterbacks, I'm happy. Because then I'm going to get one of the better skill positions on the way back up.
You absolutely will at 24. There's no way 15 quarterbacks are going in the first 24 picks. There's no way. There's too many skill guys. You're going to have at least 12 to 15 skill guys taken. So you're going to have a top 10 quarterback, maybe even a top 8 is my guess.
If you're in those mid rounds, keep that in mind. If there's not a player that you love, and look at it as tiers. I mean, you got the Justin Herberts of the world. You have the Kyler Murrays. You have Lamar Jacksons. You have Mahomes.
Right.
Herberts. All these guys go in